Lord 2023, and we're about to do our final lesson in personal finance at the University of Houston. So if you're joining on Facebook or YouTube, welcome aboard. I'm going to run over now. I'm not going to run. I'm going to click over to the Zoom room and start letting some folks into the Zoom room. So we're going live. Let's see if we can get my technology to work. So here we go. In the Zoom room, we've got some folks waiting to be admitted. There we go. Welcome in the Zoom room. If you could please let me know you can hear me, just leave a little chat. I would appreciate it. I'm going to spend a few minutes this morning just being available to answer some questions. We're not quite ready to get started, but I would like to do a sound check. Hey, Carolyn, can you hear me okay? If you'll just type yes in the chat box, or you can unmute yourself if you prefer. Good. Hi. I saw your question as well. I'll answer that. I can answer it now if you want. I think you asked the question about making up assignments. If maybe it wasn't you. Maybe you sent another email. Anyway, if you want to ask that question in the chat, if you had a question, that wasn't you. Okay, sorry. I'm not sure why. I saw your name somewhere. I hope you're doing great. Okay, we're going to get started here in a minute. It's only a couple minutes after. We're going to jump into the assignment review. That's what we're going to do. I'll talk about that today. But while we're getting started, while we're waiting, if you're joining us on Facebook or YouTube, welcome aboard. Feel free to leave questions, comments. I'll be happy to answer those. If you really want a question answered, though, that's important, you know how to reach me. And obviously, you guys are doing a great job using GroupMe to answer questions and collaborate with one another. I've done this semester for the first time. I have pretty much avoided GroupMe altogether, which is, I think, good. I try to make GroupMe your space to collaborate and ask questions without me spying on you. And then I always ask you to reach out to me if you have questions that don't get answered. So, okay, here we go. It's almost time to get started. Hey, Murad, good to see you. Glad you could make the Zoom meeting. I'm glad you found it. If you have any questions, feel free to post them in the chat. I'm here to answer questions. We're going to get started in just a minute. We're a little early. So, Carolyn, you messaged me. Oh, yeah, that's right. You sent me a message, and then you sent me another message saying you got it figured out. So cool for you. Thank you. I knew I saw your name somewhere. I just couldn't remember. That happens when you get older. I'm looking at two cameras right now, and I can't remember which camera I'm supposed to look at. The one with the little light on it. Actually, my phone is there. I usually use my phone, but I'm using another camera today. Who cares, right? I got it. Okay, any questions? Let's see. No questions posted yet. Again, if you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, feel free to leave a comment, ask a question. I'm going to talk about, today I'm going to share, we're going to talk about the capstone assignment. And what we will do is I'm going to play this video. This is actually what has been posted in your money study group. So the best place to go to prepare for the capstone assignment is in money study group. But today I'm using the content that I've posted in money study group. It's updated. I just updated it this morning, so you'll want to check that out as you prepare for your capstone assignment. Capstone assignment has a 2-week due date. It's summer school, so we don't have any flexibility on that. I would encourage you, though, to do your capstone as early as possible. So it's time to get started. Let's get started. I'm going to jump right in. What I'm going to do today, If you're here in the Zoom room, you're welcome to ask questions. I'll be watching the chat and answering questions inside of the chat. If you're on Facebook or YouTube watching and you're live with us now, I will be checking your messages as well. If you are on Facebook or YouTube and you want to ask a real live question, you might want to text me. So if you don't know my phone number, it's in the syllabus. I will be checking my text messages. That's why I'm using that camera. And so I'm going to take my phone down here. So that's what I'm doing now. Got my phone and I'm going to disconnect it. Hope this doesn't mess anything up. This is not how I usually do it, but so I've got my phone. I will be checking Facebook and YouTube, but I'm going to play a video. This is a video I just made. I wanted to do a few edits instead of doing it real time, so I'm just going to play that video. It's basically, like I said, it's the same video that you have posted in Money Study Group, and I will tell you in the video that I'll be available to answer questions for the next couple of weeks. But the way that this works is you turn in your capstone assignment, and if you turn it in early, and I go through this in the video that's just coming up, but if you turn your capstone assignment in early, then you get the feedback and you get to avoid big deductions. At least you get an opportunity to make corrections to avoid those big deductions. So one of the things I don't think I mentioned in this video that I'm about to play is that over the course, especially in a summer session, over the course of the semester, I don't penalize you. I don't make deductions for things in your normal assignment that I will pay more attention to when we get to the capstone. So let me explain. Let me give you an example. Again, you'll see this when you go into Money Study Group. I spell it out for you how to avoid big deductions on your capstone assignment. This is the part where I want to warn you, like I've tried to warn you throughout the semester, but maybe I didn't do a very good job of warning you that just because you get full points on your regular assignment doesn't mean you may not get a deduction on the capstone assignment. So the capstone is like the final exam. And through the course of the semester, I try to highlight certain common mistakes. So for example, if the ending value of your plan is $100 million and you don't even notice that, $100 million or $1 billion, then you will get a 50-point deduction on your capstone. So you may want to do some work on your plan and try to figure out, that's like the gold star for the A students, figure out why you have so much money, excess money in your plan. So here's a good example. Again, these are posted in your Money Study Group. And they're also, this is the assignment that's going to be posted in Canvas. But the assignment in Canvas is one thing. The assignment is in Canvas, but the actual helpful content is in Money Study Group. So make sure you pay attention to that. So yeah, you can go into cash flows and you can review it more deeply. The way that a financial advisor, the way I would review a plan is I'd go into cash flows and I would see what kind of numbers are in there. What's the big numbers that are throwing off the ending plan value. So it's something you should do. It's part of the capstone assignment for you, is just to make sure that you have a reasonable ending value. It may be $2 million, $5 million. If it's over $5 million, you need to pay attention and figure out what's going on. So we made a lot of assumptions this semester. So I am not looking for perfection. But what I am looking for is a little reasonable attentiveness to the ending value of your plan. And if it's $10 million, you should comment on that. If it's $100 million, you have a problem. If it's $1 billion and you don't mention it, I'm just going to go, you just missed the whole point. So pay attention to that. The same thing is true with your debt strategies. Now, I know I asked you to manufacture some debt in your plan because I wanted to teach you the different strategies that you will use to pay off debt. And so most of you did an awesome job with that, but some of you had a huge number, like you were going to be saving $100 million because of the debt strategies you chose. And $100 million is kind of redonkulous, but maybe it makes sense depending on what you set up for your credit, for your debt. And maybe then the strategy that you use to pay off that debt kind of makes sense, that you would have paid over your lifetime $100 million in credit and payments and interest because you had a really jacked up credit card, car loan, mortgage, and you were able to pay a minimum payment that allowed the credit card company to really jack you up. I mean, that's the whole point of the Credit Crush assignment. However, if you were able to save $100 million on your debt with using better debt strategies to pay off your debt, then you better make sure you comment on that and let me know that you see that you have this huge number that's not really reasonable and why you have that number. And if that means you go back to the drawing board in the capstone assignment and you tweak a few things in those manufactured credit card, car loan, mortgage, maybe you see that you had something really crazy like a $25 minimum payment on a $65,000 Tesla or a $100,000 Tesla. That will totally screw up because then when you go and do the debt strategies, you're going to be saving a mountain of money on something that probably in the real world would never even be part of your plan. So hopefully that makes sense. Look, again, I'm not asking you to be an expert in creating your financial plan, but what I am asking you to do is pay attention to the details, especially when it comes to those big numbers that you may have missed over the semester as you were doing the assignments. And I saw it and I said, okay, I'm going to cover this. When we do the capstone review, I want to make sure that you know if you missed it in the assignment, it's time for you to pay attention because you will get deductions in the capstone. So here we go. I'm going to play the video now, and I'm going to first check to see if I have any questions currently. And I'm not seeing. Let's go. One of the challenges I always have is finding the right chat box. I've got a lot of screens open here, so I don't see any questions. If you have a question, I'm about to play a video, and if you have any questions, feel free to jump in and ask a question. I'm going to do my best to answer questions as we go. So let me jump in here and play this video. Hey there, it's Mr. Cartoonhead, and I hope you're having a great day. Now, here's that other guy with a special message just for you. Hey, Mr. Cartoonhead, thank you so much. I really need you today. I'm having all kinds of trouble, technical difficulties, but you, Mr. Cartoonhead, you're there to fill in the gap, and I appreciate that. So today is the final lesson, final lecture, final session in personal finance. So I want to talk about the capstone assignment. I want to make sure you understand how it's going to work. That's one thing I want to cover in this quick video. Number two, I want to cover the 200 points you have coming for your class participation. Let's cover quickly what we need to cover today in this final session, the capstone assignment. Your capstone assignment is worth 200 points. There's really 3 goals in the capstone, and you're going to see in this post, I'm going to leave a link to this post so you can see the video to review the capstone assignment. But there are 200 points. You need 950 to get an A in the course. So 200 for the capstone and 200 for the class participation. That's 400 points. So by the time you get those points added in Blackboard, most of you are already going to have an A, which is awesome. If you've been turning assignments in early, you know you've been getting extra points for that. The capstone assignment will not qualify for extra points for turning it in early. However, you will get the opportunity to make corrections. So get it turned in as soon as you can so that I can review it and grade it. And if you're missing anything that requires me to give you deductions, then just make sure you turn it in on the Friday before the due date by 3 p.m. as usual. The Friday before the due date at 3 p.m. If you turn it in by then, you will get my commitment to give you some feedback, whatever feedback, so that you can make. I'll give you the feedback you need to make the corrections. I won't tell you exactly how to do it, but I'll tell you what. You still couldn't hear me because I muted my microphone. I'm so sorry. Listen, this video, I'm just going to let you guys jump into. Can you hear me now? I'm assuming you can hear me now. I had my microphone.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, thank you so much. I'm so sorry. Technical stuff. Listen, that video is already on YouTube. So I'm going to, first of all, what I'm going to do is just paste the link right here in, hold on. I'm going to paste the link so you guys can go watch the video and get started on your assignment. But I'm so sorry about that technical difficulty. The video is already on YouTube, and I'm going to go put that video into your playlist. It will be next to this video, which is going to be very short. So I'm going to end today. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Again, in the video, I think I answered most of the questions, or at least gave you most of the insights that you need to get full credit on the assignment. So I hope you'll watch that video. I'm going to take a minute now just to cover a couple of key points that I think are important. Again, I apologize for the technical difficulties. I'll figure that out. I need an assistant, a technical assistant, to manage all this technology. But here's the deal. So the capstone assignment, there are some things you'll get deductions on. Watch that video and I'll point those out. Read the article that I posted in Money Study Group. You can read the article I just sent you the link to, and it's linked. It has a link back to Money Study Group, but you should see that if you're in there in Money Study Group under capstone. Check that out. So one other thing I want to mention, and we don't have a whole lot of folks in the Zoom meeting, so I'm assuming folks are going to watch this video on the YouTube channel. And I want those of you who are listening, who are paying attention, please help me out and post this in GroupMe so that everyone knows what I'm about to say. This is about the blueprint assignment. Assignment number 11, I believe it is, week 11. It's called the Blueprint for Financial Success. And that assignment is actually optional. Now, it is built in to the 950 points, or the 1,000 points rather, that are already in Canvas. However, remember, all semester I've been begging you to do your assignments early so that you can get extra points, so that when we get to this point in the semester, you have the option to kind of move on from this course and focus on some other courses that may have final exams and may be more challenging. So this is where the payoff comes for those of you who have managed to gain some extra points. So you need 950 points to get the A. Do some quick math, look into Canvas, see how many points you have right now. And if you have enough points so that when we add 400 points, if it's 950, so if you have 550 points after you do last week's assignments, a lot of them are still in my queue. I haven't graded assignment 9 and 10. Yeah, 9 and 10 haven't been graded for a lot of you. But assuming you've been getting full points, assume you get 100 points for those 2 assignments, and let's then assume that you have 550 points already in Canvas, then you can assume if you do your job, that you're going to get 200 points for the capstone assignment, another 200 points for class participation. And if that's true, then you're going to be at 950 points. So then you can basically not do assignment 11. You don't have to do that assignment. So feel free to just don't do that assignment. But you do take kind of the risk that you're going to have to do your work to make the capstone assignment be correct. So if you're on the fence, go ahead and do the blueprint assignment. It's an easy assignment, but it will take a few minutes, but it's up to you. I hope that helps. Any questions about that before I end this Zoom meeting? And I'm going to say a couple of words after I check to see if there's any questions coming in. Okay, I don't see any questions in Zoom. I will be checking Facebook and YouTube. Again, I apologize for the technical difficulties. I'm not sure why that video didn't play sound. That's a bummer. But it is, again, as soon as I finish this Zoom meeting, I'm going to make sure it's posted in your YouTube playlist for this semester. Hopefully you all know how to find that playlist. There is a link in Money Study Group. I'm assuming, Murad, I know you had a little trouble with that. Hopefully you know where that is. That's where this video is going to be posted. Let's see. So I guess the only thing I wanted to say before I let you go is thank you for this semester. I got to tell you, summer school it's not my favorite because we go so fast, and I feel like you know, on the one hand, you get your money's worth because you get a 3-credit-hour course in a very short amount of time. And truth is, you get some some grace on your assignments because I just don't grade them with the same level of detail as I would in a normal semester because I just don't know because we move so fast. So I don't know, I guess summer school is not my favorite, but you guys need summer school. I get it. Sometimes that's just something you have to do, and you're looking for a course to take. So I hope this course met your expectations. It's summer school. It didn't meet my expectations, I'll tell you that. But it is what it is, and I appreciate the work that you did. I appreciate the effort you put in, and I hope you learned more than you expected to learn. And more than that, I hope that we can stay connected. I think in the video, I'm pretty sure I talk about LinkedIn. That's my favorite social media platform. And I want to invite everyone who's watching this or who's even considering this course to follow me on LinkedIn. That's where I kind of make my announcements. And one of the things I'm going to be announcing is my free 30 days to make your money count. It's going to be a course just like this one, in the same platform with tons of resources. It's a free premium financial planning course called 30 Days to Make Your Money Count. And since you've already got a plan set up, and since you took this course, 30 Days to Make Your Money Count is typically a 30-day free trial. So I don't ask for anything. And I give a tremendous amount of value in 30 days so that folks can test drive the platform, the learning platform, and the planning platform, which you've been playing with throughout this course. So what I want to do for you, since you took this course and you paid money for it, is I want to invite you to consider, whenever the time is right for you, it doesn't have to be now, it could be after you graduate, just come back, follow me on LinkedIn, and join the 30 Days to Make Your Money Count course, and I will let you extend that for as long as you want. So hopefully that makes sense. So it's a 30-day free trial, But from there, I'm hoping to transition folks to become, monthly members, to pay the membership fee, and to continue the financial planning journey. But if you're a student at the University of Houston, and if you've paid for Money Study Group, I'm just saying for you, if you join the 30 Days to Make Your Money Count course, I'm happy to be an assistant to you in whatever capacity you need. It won't involve one-on-one coaching, but it will involve being able to ask questions. It will also include getting to be on our weekly Zoom meeting, which is very similar to this. You just get to be in the Zoom meeting and ask questions, and you can ask questions about your plan, specific questions about anything related to your financial plan. So the 30 Days to Make Your Money Count, again, it's designed to replicate Money Study Group, but it's not really for college students. It's for once you graduate. So again, thanks for being part of this course. I do hope you'll take some time to do your ratemyprofessors.com, leave an honest review. Your reviews, as you know, most of you read those reviews before you took this course. And so it's a little risky for me to ask you to leave a review in summer school because, frankly, summer school is just not the same experience. It's just not. And so over the years that I've been teaching this course, it used to be in class, which was a much better experience. It was, because we could see each other, we could have real conversations, and I could really help you more in a way, instead of me looking at this plastic camera, pretending I'm talking to you and pretending that you're listening. It's just different. It's very different. And so with an asynchronous course, with an online course, we miss that human connection. And so I am saying, I hope that you've experienced something valuable this semester, but I would encourage you to, don't leave your financial planning journey here at this course. Maybe you learned a lot. Maybe you learned everything you need to learn. Probably not. There's so much more to learn, and it just takes time and focus. And so I hope you'll continue that journey with me, if not with me, with some others, and I'll be sharing some great resources on LinkedIn, other people who can provide incredible resources for your financial planning journey. So I hope you'll do that. So I have a question. Do we keep the 10 years older on our age and the 10-year 401k contributions for future assignments, including the capstone assignment too? The answer to that question is yes, you do. So when you do your capstone assignment, you will make the assumption that you are 10 years older and that you've been contributing to your 401k. The whole point of manufacturing your financial plan as if you're 10 years older was so that you could do some research and you could start to see a trajectory of your financial life. So we just made you 10 years older, and then your job was to go and do some research. How much money will I make if I get that dream job? And if I get that dream job, how will I be contributing to my 401k and to other retirement accounts? How will I manage my money once I have some money to manage? That's the whole point. And then I made you have some credit. A credit card, at least 10 grand. Yes, that's part of the capstone assignment, because that's where in the capstone you're going to replicate your credit crush assignment, where you select the credit strategies designed to help you pay off your debt. And that assignment, the credit crush assignment, was designed to show you the amazing benefits of using good strategies to pay off your debt. So yes, you're going to keep all of those manufactured assumptions that we created throughout the course to make you 10 years older so that you could make the decisions that you're going to make in your financial life and see what they look like 10 years down the road. So let's see that. Hopefully, thank you. I answered your question, I guess. It still says iPhone. I'm assuming this is Vivian using the iPhone. I'm not sure, but it doesn't really say who you are, but thank you for being here. Let's see. Murad, I am going to answer your question. Hey, Vivian, thanks. I was looking for that little thing. Okay, so, hello. Let's see. So, Murad, you want me to tell you how to add the 10 years to your 401k? I'm going to suggest that you go back and watch the Zoom meetings. I'm not confident at this moment in time that you actually watched that one. If you did and you still don't know, then I would suggest maybe you reach out to Group Me and ask. Because the thing is, I can tell you, and I will. I'll do my best to tell you right now. But if you don't know how to add an account in your financial planning portal, then you really need to learn how to add an account. We've covered that very definitely throughout the semester. Number 2 is once you add the account, then you have to use your brain and think about, okay, if I am going to contribute to my 401k, pretending that you're 10 years older, then you just do a little math and you go, okay, I now have this account and it has a balance, and that balance is supposed to represent 10 years from now, which means it's not just 1 year's contribution. You have to figure out how much you contributing to your 401k based on the job that you assumed that you got. So you make the assumption, you were supposed to make the assumption that you get the dream job that you want when you graduate. So you got that job. How much does that job pay? Let's pretend it pays $100,000. So you're making $100,000 when you graduate, and you pretend that you've been making that $100,000 for 10 years because now you're 10 years older. And so what do you do to fund that 401k for 10 years? Not only, so the next thing you have to figure out is, if I'm working for this company and I'm making $100,000, how much do they match for my 401k? And I reviewed your assignment. I believe you gave me that information in your assignment. So just go back and look at that and go, okay, if I make $100,000, cool, I'm glad. I want to help you be sure. So assuming you make $100,000, and I don't remember your numbers, but let's assume you make $100,000 and you get an 8% match. That's $8,000 a year that your employer is contributing to your 401k, and you're contributing $8,000 so that you get that match. That's $16,000. If you multiply that by 10, then your 401k account is going to have $160,000 in it. But that's not all, because you also have to consider how much growth did you get in your 401k over those 10 years. And that's where, if you just do your asset allocation in your plan, it will calculate that for you and it will create a certain number. But you have to create, it'll do that for the future, but it won't do it for the 10 years that you pretended that you were funding your 401k. You have to do a little math in your head. And again, I'm not looking for perfection. All I'm looking for is that you understand the basic elements of this financial plan. You understand that if you invest money in the stock market, which is what I'm encouraging you to do, if you go back and look at those 4 investment strategies and how they work and why they're designed to help you maximize returns and minimize risk, and you just pretend you've been doing that for 10 years, then you get to make a good, educated guess about how much your account grew over 10 years. And that is the magic number that is, it doesn't have to be correct. It just needs to reflect that you've thought about those different elements, that you funded your 401k. How much did you fund it for? You told me how much, so just multiply that by 10. If you got a raise, impress me with your thought process that, hey, over 10 years, I don't still make the same amount of money in 10 years that I made when I started. So now I can say my 401k is more because I made more money. I contributed more money. And then I invested it. Maybe I was aggressive. And so if you were an aggressive investor, you made a lot more money than if you were a very conservative investor over the last 10 years. And that's how it works. So again, I'm not looking for perfection. I'm just looking to see that you thought about those things. There is no right answer. You don't have to be exactly right. You can guess. You don't have to be all that methodical. I just want to know that you thought about it. So great question. Thank you for asking. I hope that helps. And if you do need help with that, I would encourage you to, go back and spend a little more time on a lesson or two, and then also maybe reach out to some students in GroupMe and see if you can get a little collaboration going. I don't know if you've done that, but I'll tell you that GroupMe has become this really great resource. And I want to thank you, students who have been answering questions and collaborating and being helpful. Clearly, we have a lot of folks who have a servant's heart and a generous heart, and I appreciate that. It really gives us a kind of a leverage point in this course. It's one of the benefits of an asynchronous online course that we can take advantage of and enjoy and appreciate, and I thank you for that. Okay, so I don't see any other questions. Going once, going twice. I appreciate you guys being here. And those of you who are watching on Facebook and YouTube, again, this will be posted in your YouTube playlist. It'll also be on the Facebook page. But I'm going to post this video. I'm going to move it over to the playlist as soon as I end this call. And I'm also going to do the same thing with the original video that we played with no sound, and apologize for that. So thanks for your time. You can, by the way, this is a pro tip for anyone who wants to know, when you're watching a video on YouTube, you can watch it at double speed because you can listen a lot faster than I can talk. So hopefully that saves you a minute or two, and you can rewind it and watch it again as well. So good luck on your assignment. If you have questions that are not getting answered in GroupMe, be sure to reach out to me. I leave a post in Money Study Group to tell you how to ask for a tutorial video on your capstone if you need that. I like making those tutorial videos, and I'm happy to do that. I just need your permission to jump into your plan and make a little tutorial video to give you the answer you need, and then I share that with other students. So that's what it costs you if you want a tutorial video. So, okay, have a great day. And again, thanks for being part of this course, and I hope we can connect on LinkedIn, and I hope you'll do your review in ratemyprofessors.com. And finally, one more request. The Bauer College of Business would appreciate, and so would I, my bosses and the college would appreciate if you would take the time to do an evaluation in your Bauer and Canvas. So that should be posted in Canvas. I think it's posted. Maybe it will be coming. But if you'll do that, I would appreciate it. It's kind of how I keep my job. It's how I find out. It's really where I get this Bauer evaluation that you do is one of the places that I find helpful feedback that helps me make changes to this course every single semester. So both ratemyprofessors.com, those honest reviews where you give me specific feedback, I take that information and I do my best to try to upgrade and evolve this course to be better every semester. So again, it's summer school, so I wouldn't, it is what it is. But I promise you, by the fall, we'll make some changes, and your feedback is a big part of those changes. So thank you very much. Have a great day. Thank you, Carolyn. Okay, I'm going to jump on over to I'm going to end the broadcast.